Hey, what's going on? This is Instructor Mike. All right, you can follow me on Facebook at Mike Brown or Instructor Mike, on Instagram and TikTok at Yes Mike Said It, on Twitter at Instructor Mike 1, the number 1. Subscribe to my YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. So some of you all saw the video when I had given my Glock 19 Safariland holster that looks like this, except it's just a little bit longer, and it was an older design. This is a much more newer design. This is designed for the Glock 26, but with the ALS locking system. So it was good to be able to give her that. And yes, I did record it just for a teaching moment, okay? Because I can tell you about the story, but I'd rather show you, okay? So I ended up trying to find a new holster. You can go on Amazon and get them. I tried to go to some cop stores. I'm going to show a video of one store I went to that did not have any gun holsters at all. I mean, what kind of cop store is it where they have no gun holsters? But let's cut to the point. So I decided to add what I had always had on my firearm as a police officer with the TLR-1, and then they have the TLR-1HL, and I had that on my duty belt as a police officer. In fact, just to show you that I still rock with Safariland, let me go grab my duty belt. Hold on 1 minute. All right, here is my last duty belt when I stopped being the police. Here's my last duty belt. And you can see, I told you I rock with Safariland holsters. You got the ALS locking system, the Sentry, the hood, and the actual SLS rotating hood, stuff like that. Some would argue this may be a level 4. So when I say I rock with Safariland, I rock with Safariland. I've had plenty of people try to pull my gun, and it's never been able to come out. And it's given me time to be able to do other things to create distance and stuff like that. Like I said, your holster should be able to fight for you and for your firearm while you fight to get the bad guy off you and all that great stuff. So shouts out to Safariland. Go and check them out. So here we go. But given that I'm not the police officer, or I'm not a police officer anymore, hadn't been one for quite some time. I love what I do. I love teaching civilians. And I decided to go on ahead and add the holster that I do have. Some of you all know, you follow me for quite some time, you know that I carried, and I still have the Safariland holster that doesn't have the rotating hood and the Sentry. It just has the ALS locking system. So I had to go buy another TLR HL1 by Streamlight. You can tell this is rather brand new, because if it had been shot before, like my other one, not it been shot, but if it had been on when the gun had been mounted, you would tell that there was some carbon residue around this part. No matter how hard you try to clean it, sometimes it still sticks. So you can tell this is brand new. Neither here nor there. I decided to go on ahead and try out a holster. Shouts out to Black Arch. This is the holster that I have been using and will go back to using, and I'm going to explain why. So this is made for the Glock 17, even though I carry the 19, but I also have the 17 as well. So those of you all who understand, the Glock 17 and the Glock 19 are both the same frame. You just have a little less barrel, a little less grip. A little less barrel, a little less grip. And this is an example of a Glock 17 and a 19 side by side. As you can see, a little less barrel, a little less grip. Okay, that's all the difference is. Other than that, same width of the frame. You know, just the barrel is a little bit shorter. Okay, so this holster, Black Arch, can take both the 17, right, and it can take the this is the 19, and it can take the 17. So this is the 17, right? The 17, and it'll take the 19. So I figured, why not go with a holster that'll take the 17 and the 19? So get your twofer out here, right? But then, and this is what I was carrying when I walked into a particular gun store, and I won't say the name because this is not necessarily a positive review. For me, this is a negative review of this holster by Concealment Express. Concealment Express. Nothing against the company, but this holster I do not like, and I'm going to tell you specifically why. So I'm going to add the light onto this firearm, okay? Go ahead, turn it, and make sure that is on the pick rail on the firearm, okay? So put the firearm in here with the light. Some of y'all are like, oh my God, Mike, this is great. Inside the waistband, I mean, what could go wrong? It looks really, really good. Except, here's this. When you wear this inside the waistband, This is the one. First of all, I'm going to talk about how uncomfortable for me. It may be comfortable for you. If it's comfortable for you, that's fine. But for me, it's not comfortable. This is pressing up against my hip. And I don't have hip issues, right? I'm in my 40s. I don't have hip issues. So it's pressing up against my hip, making it extremely uncomfortable for me to wear over long periods. Matter of fact, short to long periods of time. It's uncomfortable for me to wear. The second thing I don't like about this is I wear a belt, okay? I do wear a belt. Shouts out to Next Belt. That's an awesome belt for concealed carry. Those who wear inside the waistband, outside the waistband, supports the actual weight of the gun and any type of other things you may carry around your waist. And I carry things around my waist, right? But one of the things I don't like about that is this. I'm going to take this out, right? As soon as I take it out, look at what it does. It collapses. It collapses. So now you're losing the tension that you need to support your pants being around your waist, right? You lose the tension, right? And then if your belt tightens up because of that, look what happens. Look at how difficult it can be for you to put the gun in. And then one of the things that I ran into was, and I got to show you this, is going to be more defined on an actual Glock, right? It's going to be more defined, right? This little piece right here bumps up against the rear portion of the ejection port. So now I got to rock it just to get it in. On the other side, it's a smooth cut. The other side, it's a smoother cut. But here, I got to force it in just to get it in. I don't like that. I don't like that. Compared to Black Arch's holster, now I know I saw one previously where they had it for light attachments. I just didn't get it. But I'm going to get it, right? Because look, this does not collapse. This does not collapse. It still protects the sights, but it does not collapse. Look at the closures. If I'm using the terms right, if I'm not, sound off in the comments and let me know. But it does not collapse. For me, that's important. I need my Kydex holster or whatever type of hardened plastic composite this is made of, right? I need it to retain its shape when I take the firearm in and out of the holster. I need to be able to take it out of the holster and it retain its shape. I don't need it to collapse on me. If I wanted something to collapse on me, I would have worn a cloth holster. We know that's going to collapse. I need something to retain its shape. Sound off in the comments. Do you think that? Or is that just me? Maybe it's just me. I don't claim to know everything. Sometimes you all may think I do. I hope you don't. But is it just me? I don't want it to collapse. And I can wear this all day. Wear this all day. Have worn this all day. And it is not uncomfortable. Comfort has to be a part of it, right? Especially if you're, because let's talk facts. Outside of the range environment, outside of the training environment, you are going to wear it and carry it more than you're going to deploy it. So the wearability, if that's such a word, that has to be a part of the mixture, right? That has to be, this is uncomfortable for me to wear. And then when I do take it out, then it collapses. For me, this is not good. So Concealment Express, hopefully this is an old model. Now, good thing, this type of holster takes a lot of different firearms. It'll take the 19 to 17, SIG, Rook, a whole bunch of different firearms. So good on that. But why this? Why this little piece right here? And why collapse? I guess because it does take a multitude of firearms. You need to be able to expand accordingly for the different light systems and the different firearms and the shapes that it may have. But this was uncomfortable. And as much, I tried to mentally talk myself into wearing it. I can't. I cannot. And I want to carry my firearm with my light attachment. I don't want to say so bad, but I want to have that option, right? Because I'm with Rob Pincus on this. You know, sometimes what happens is when people have their light on their firearm, they'll tend to use it like a flashlight itself. And what are you doing? One, you're muzzling things and people you shouldn't be. And then two, wherever or whatever you're directing light toward, if the person can't see you, okay, cool, benefit, right? You got the strobe on the the TLR 1HL, but now the person knows directly where to shoot. So I tend to keep I took the flashlight out because I have my holster back here. I tend to use the ASP, right? I tend to use the ASP flashlight right here, okay? With a momentary, but there are different makes and models, but I'm just telling you what I got, right? I tend to have the flashlight here. There are different techniques you can use here, whatever the case may be, or even the ASP scribe. If you are a business professional and you still need a light, but you need something that's more discreet, the ASP scribe still has the button on the back right here, okay? And it does what you need it to do. Momentary pop, to give that wall of light, right? Still dealing with the human pop, right? Or that constant on, okay? So I hope you find value in this. Concealment Express, shouts out to you. I've got another holster from you before that was outstanding. That holster, tell me there's another model, and I'll try it out, because that was uncomfortable. I can't even psych myself into wearing it. Sucks. For me, it does. Maybe for you, it works. So if it does work, hey, if it works, work it, right? Late, great Dr. Johnny Coleman said, it works if you work it. And I'm sure she's not the only person who said that. That's just who I've heard it from the most frequently. All right, I'm out of here. This is Instructor Mike. You've been trained. Follow me on Facebook at Mike Brown, Instructor Mike. On Instagram and TikTok at Yes Mike Said It. On Twitter at Instructor Mike 1. Go to my YouTube page, Instructor Mike. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. Also, go to my locals, instructormike.locals.com, for exclusive instructional content. This is Instructor Mike, and you've been trained. Hopefully I'm coming to a city near you, and we can go and practice more. What does that stand for? More open, repetitive education. Want to find out? Text the word MORE to 773-644-5000. Text the word MORE to 773-644-5000. I hope to see you in Chicago or at a city near you. You've been trained.